And I just threw in a little bit of basil. So the basil is actually going to react with the flour and with the fish and actually make it feel fresher. So I don't know if you're familiar with amines in fish. Amines kind of come up when the fish gets a little bit old, and then you get that heavy fish flavor. You want to constantly counteract that by using seasonings that offset that. So as far as fish goes, try to add things that bring out freshness, and that'll offset the amine flavors, which people don't like. They don't want fish that tastes fishy. What was that about? What was that about?
Say, it's so good. Say it again. They don't like fish.
They don't like fish. Oh my god, that tastes fishy. No. Okay. So now we're going to use buttermilk.
You got me saying no?
No.
That's what I was saying, no.
Yes, now I know.
Okay.
We're going to use buttermilk instead of the egg wash. And buttermilk is way, way back here. Sorry. And I was going to make you my famous crab cakes. So maybe you will have to come back in the middle of the week just to have those.
Okay.
They're world famous.
Really?
Yeah. My world famous crab cakes.
I think I've had your world famous crab cakes.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
The recipe has since been improved. So, I don't really want you to miss that improvement. So notice the texture of buttermilk. It's so heavy. It's actually a lot like egg wash, or it reacts in a similar fashion. So what I'm going to do before I get this going, I'm going to actually get my pans going for the fish. And you want to make sure it's at a certain temperature where the minute it hits the pan, it starts crisping and it starts developing this hard coating so that all of the juices inside the fish stay inside the fish. That's really, really important. So you want to get the pans nice and hot. You also want to make sure to have enough oil in the pan so that the fish doesn't stick. And I prefer using a non-stick pan because no matter what, I do enjoy my professional cookware as well. But when you're frying something, you don't want to take a chance and have that fish sticking. So I think using a non-stick pan is perfectly fine. So what we'll do right now, I'll get another dish to transfer the fish. And we will have an assembly line. We're also going to take the flour and mix it up so it's well seasoned for the fish. So you take that and gently stir. Stir, stir, stir. And cut.
Okay, I'm on again.
Okay. So now we're dredging, and we've got the fire on, so I actually have to do two things at once. And turn the fire down. And I want it kind of at a medium-low flame. I want it to crisp, but I don't want it to burn. So we've got the fish dredging in flour, and it's a very easy process. I have a few pieces of fish to do here, so we can actually get a couple going at the same time. And what I like to do, this is a perfect time where you can kind of get kids involved. My son, as I mentioned before, loves to cook. And this is one of these things that kids can actually do with you. So you can get the whole family involved. And my son loves to do little tasks, you know, to help me, as well as create his own recipes. So this is one of the things I let him do, is dredge things in flour or breadcrumbs, which is very important. If kids feel confident about cooking, when they get older, they're actually going to want to try more things. and they're going to have exposure to different ingredients and health. They'll usually make healthier choices. The more meals that you can cook at home, generally, if you're making things from scratch, the healthier your kids will be. Therefore, you're giving them a great foundation for good habits that will last a lifetime, as well as moderating their fast food and also creating family time. So all those are great things and things we as Americans and as parents need to do a lot more of. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, so now we're actually going to pan them. So make sure to stand away from the oil, away from the hot pan when you pan them. And when you place them down away from you. A lot of people make the mistake of putting them down, pieces of frying material, and they put them down towards them, and the fat actually splatters. And I must say, I did make that mistake once. So you want to be really careful. I was actually wearing my bathing suit. So I was going to go to the pool, and I made the mistake of placing the frying items towards me, and it splattered grease on my stomach. I got a little burn, and I will never forget that. Nice little scar. So be very careful with that. So now we're actually going to clean up and move on to the next phase.
It's really glary there, so I'm trying to avoid that. But so to get the oven, I had to do that, but I'll do it over here now.
So the next thing we're actually going to do.
Look at the camera a little bit, okay?
Is work. I'll talk facing the camera. The next thing we're actually going to do is what I've been talking about for a while, which is creating our tomatillo salsa. I'm going to turn down the fish a little bit. That's coming out very good. And the tomatillo salsa is actually going to go on top of our fish. So we're going to have this bright, fresh salsa really popping out and giving us a lot of flavor. And what I like to do with my tomatillo salsa, which some people may or may not agree with, I like to actually add a little bit of sweetness. So I'm going to do that for you. And I'm going to see if we can have some people come over and taste it for us. So what I'm going to do first is put in all my tomatillos. You can coarse chop them, but I have such a powerful food processor, I really don't need to do that. So I'm going to actually put in the whole tomatillo, and I'm going to take, this is my pasilla chili. And I mentioned to you that I'm using a special technique to skin the pepper, and it's actually working out beautifully. So I'm skinning the pepper and adding a lot of flavor. It's not skinning as well. What I was supposed to do is bag it. When you bag it, it sweats, and then you can remove the skin.
Start over again. What do you say?
Okay. Well, I was saying cut.
No, but say it now.
Oh, okay. When you put these in a plastic bag, bag it after you grill them, they actually sweat, and you can pull the skin off very easily. This is something that I didn't do this time. So we actually will end up getting a little bit of skin, which is fine. Just remember, whenever you find yourself making a mistake in cooking, very often it's those accidental mistakes that turn out to be some of the most flavorful creations. So don't throw away the batch. Try and take it and make it into something else. Now we're going to flip the fish. This one's a little too low. This looks really, really good. So we've got a nice tender batter on that.